What do you think about Andrew? And should he be cut loose from the royal family completely? Should he be kicked out of his house?
Yeah, look, all I know is this was a guy who stated
Have you met him, by the way?
I've met him a couple of times, yeah. It didn't go well. I get on very well with his ex-wife, Sarah Ferguson. She's always been a good friend of mine over many, many years. I get on very well with his daughters, particularly Beatrice, who's become a good friend. And I feel very sorry for those girls. They're very, very nice girls, and it must be absolutely horrific having to read all the stuff about their father. So...
Whispers from behind palace walls suggest that one of the most dramatic royal shake-ups in decades may be unfolding, and it has Buckingham Palace on edge. After years of scandal, silence, and simmering resentment, Prince Andrew's grip on Royal Lodge appears to be slipping. What began as quiet talks about property and rent has reportedly spiraled into something far deeper, a potential royal eviction that could expose cracks within the very foundation of the monarchy itself. Insiders hint at tense exchanges between the King's representatives and the disgraced Duke, as confidential discussions over Andrew's future home ignite a storm of speculation about loyalty, punishment, and power inside Britain's most guarded institution. Could this be the monarchy's way of closing a painful chapter, or the prelude to an even greater royal reckoning? Prince Andrew and his former wife Sarah Ferguson have reportedly agreed to vacate their Royal Lodge residence in favour of two separate homes. The Queen's son is believed to be discussing with Prince Charles' representatives about voluntarily leaving Royal Lodge following the uproar over the peppercorn rent for the 30-room mansion, where he has resided for over 20 years. An unnamed source informed the Sun newspaper that Andrew has requested Frogmore Cottage, the previous home of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, while Sarah may move to Adelaide Cottage once it is vacated by the Prince and Princess of Wales next month. William, Kate and their children, Prince George, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, are set to relocate to Forest Lodge, an 8-bedroom Grade II listed property in Windsor Great Park. A friend of Andrew and Sarah allegedly told The Sun, "No one is really sure how it's going to go down at the palace yet. Andy is willing to leave, but these are his demands. He is realistic and knows the writing is on the wall and that his time at Royal Lodge is up. If he must go, then he has asked for Frogmore Cottage." Incredibly, Sarah has said she wants Adelaide Cottage. Sarah and Andy have lived together at Royal Lodge since 2008 despite being divorced and seen like they are still a married couple. It's incredible that they are willing to go their own separate ways. But it indicates that they have been under immense strain this year and need a break from one another. It's a fresh start for both. Sarah Ferguson will get her own home. The source went on to reveal to The Sun that the duo are eyeing up two separate properties rather than sharing one, as Frogmore Cottage would prove too small for both Andrew and Sarah. Frogmore Cottage is too small for both and Adelaide Cottage is around the corner, so they will see each other whenever they want, the source explained to the publication. Both have space for their daughters Eugenie and Beatrice and their families to visit. The monarch has reportedly been keen for some time to persuade his younger sibling, who currently resides at Royal Lodge alongside Sarah, to relocate elsewhere. Charles is said to have initially presented Frogmore Cottage to Andrew back in January 2023 following Harry and Meghan's departure, though the former Duke declined the offer. Associates of the couple have also allegedly claimed that Sarah feels like she deserves a royal home to see out her years, according to The Sun. Andrew made an attempt to put an end to years of scandal, amid claims he sexually assaulted Virginia Giuffre, by relinquishing his dukedom and other titles prior to the release of Giuffre's posthumous memoirs earlier this month. However, the prince, who vehemently refutes the accusations, found himself buried under a wave of condemnation that has centered on the residence he has occupied essentially without paying rent since 2003. Hurdles to securing an agreement reportedly center on where Andrew, who sits 8th in line to the throne, will reside and what financial compensation he might receive for the money he invested in refurbishing the property. The government has thus far declined to set aside time in the House of Commons for MPs to debate Andrew's circumstances because the royal family wishes Parliament to concentrate on important issues. However, the matter could potentially be brought up during one of the days when ministers do not control the parliamentary agenda. If the whispers prove true, the quiet corridors of Windsor may soon echo with a very public reckoning. For years, Prince Andrew's presence at Royal Lodge has been a symbol of defiance, a reminder of a royal chapter the palace has long wished to close. But now, with his position hanging by a thread and his future residence uncertain, it appears the final curtain may be falling on his royal privileges. Yet what's truly unsettling is what this move could reveal about the monarchy itself, a house divided, struggling to reconcile loyalty with legitimacy, duty with damage control. The world watches, uneasy, as Britain's royal family, once a fortress of unity, navigates yet another storm of scandal and self-preservation. Could Prince Andrew's departure mark the beginning of a quiet purge within the royal ranks? Or is it the first visible crack in an institution that has survived centuries of controversy? One thing is certain, whatever happens next behind those gilded gates will not stay hidden for long.